Good evening, everyone. You're listening to Red Pill 78. I am the Corruption Detector, and this is your Red Pill News. Hope everyone is having a lovely day and that you had a safe and happy New Year's Eve last night. We had a lot of people join us here on the channel, and I just want to say thank you to everyone who has subscribed, who has supported me, who has helped by sharing and liking these videos over the course of the last year. I could not have done it if it was not for you guys. So I just want to say thank you once again, and a very, very happy New Year. 2020 vision, we are on point, you guys. So many great things are happening. We've got a couple of interesting stories to go over today. First of all, Rudy Giuliani was out talking about the fact that he would like to be trying this case in the Senate in regards to the impeachment trial of President Trump. Also, we've got newly released FOIA documents that are related to Andy M., the disgraced former FBI chief. And finally, we have an update on the situation in Baghdad. Looks like the embassy is safe and sound, and our president has taken care of business. You guys, please do sit back, relax, grab your popcorn, and we'll be right back after a quick word from our sponsor. Are you watching this video using a VPN? Well, if not, you really should be, and if you are and it's not Virtual Shield, then you're probably using one that's not trusted. We've got lots of creepy people in this world. Mark Zuckerberg, Jeff Bezos, Bill Gates, some of the creepiest looking people on the planet, and we are willingly letting them know everything about us on a daily basis. Where we shop, who our family and friends are, what our location is. Our only protection against these digital tyrants is the use of a VPN and our constitutional right to privacy. A virtual private network is a server where you log on before you browse the internet, and it masks or hides your identity from these nasty, nosy thieves. It's not complicated at all. You just press a button and voila, you're protected. You can sign up today for a free 30-day trial of Virtual Shield VPN, mobile and desktop. This will allow you to create a secure connection which can be used to shield your browsing activity from prying eyes, whether you're on a public Wi-Fi connection, a foreign country, or just at home. Let me show you guys how easy it is. Alright, so here we are. We'll go to What is my IP? You can see it's right there. Now, when I connect to Virtual Shield, that will mask my actual location, and it now shows that I am here in Chicago, Illinois, and my location is secure. January is National VPN Month, and to celebrate that, Virtual Shield is offering specials of 30% off all VPN plans and all premium add-ons including Protection Plus, Residential Access, and VIP Performance for as low as a cup of coffee. Sign up today for a free 30-day trial to use Virtual Shield VPN and see what the hype is about. You've got nothing to lose. All right, guys, thanks for sticking around. First of all, today, in a tweet from Methods, which was originally a video sent over by Conscience Abe, we've got Rudy Giuliani talking about the situation with the upcoming trial, if it ever takes place. Let's go ahead and take a listen.
The trial? Would you testify in the trial?
I would testify. I would do demonstrations. I'd give lectures. I'd give summations. Or I'd do what I do best. I'd try the case. I'd love to try the case.
Would you be going back to Ukraine? Are you going to? Or are you telling us you would try the case?
Well, I don't know if anybody would have the courage to give me the case, but if you give me the case, I will prosecute it as a racketeering case, which I kind of invented anyway. So it's been 30 years ago, but let's see if I can still do it. Thank you.
Happy New Year.
Rudy Giuliani, basically the inventor of the RICO case. This is what Rudy used to bring down the mob all the way back then. And basically what we're up against now is a modern-day criminal cartel. So if Rudy Giuliani gets his hands on this case and he's able to present evidence, you can bet we're going to see a lot of people shaking in their boots. All right, what a beautiful surprise for the new year. Newly released FOIA documents have revealed that former FBI chief Andy M. lied to FBI investigators on his leaking to the media. Now, this is in regards to the leaking that went on to the Wall Street Journal in the final weeks of the 2016 election. Now, from the Daily Beast, former FBI chief Andy M. faced scorching criticism and potential criminal prosecution for changing his story about a conversation he had with a Wall Street Journal reporter. Now, newly released interview transcripts show that Andy expressed remorse to internal FBI investigators when they pressed him him on the About face. The FBI released the documents in response to a FOIA Act lawsuit by the government watchdog group Citizens for Responsibility and Ethics in Washington, or CREW. They provided fresh details about the investigation into a leak to the Journal, Andy's role in it, and the reaction of agents who investigated it. In the final weeks of the 2016 campaign, the Journal broke news about an FBI investigation involving then-candidate HRC, describing internal discussions among senior FBI officials. The apparent leak drew scrutiny from the Bureau's internal investigation team, which interviewed Andy on May 9, 2017, the day President Trump fired none other than James Comey from his post as FBI director. The agents interviewed him as part of an investigation regarding a different media leak to the online publication Circa, and also asked him about the Journal story. In that interview, Andy said he did not know how the Journal story came to be, but a few months later, his story changed after he reviewed his answer. Andy knowingly lied to FBI investigators about his role in leaking documents to the Wall Street Journal. Roger Stone is looking at life in prison for less than this. The double standard in the Justice Department must stop in 2020. Americans will no longer tolerate this preferential treatment of deep state scum. Absolutely correct. Now, I've often said that we don't know the full story when it comes to the cases with Roger Stone, with Paul Manafort, and I've thought that it's very possible that they were offered up as some sort of sacrificial lamb. They've kind of set this slate, showing that if you lie to the government, if you lie in the course of an investigation, then you're going to get pretty heavy prison time. Things are going to go bad for you. And I've always been certain that at some point, President Trump could very easily pardon the people who were caught up in this investigation. I personally think that that would be the right thing to do. But now that we've set the stage and we've shown exactly what's going to take place if you get caught lying, the people who have done this on the other side of the aisle, they also need to pay. Andy M. needs to get what's coming to him in terms of the punishment that befits the crime. So I think that in 2020, we are going to see those indictments come out on Andy McCabe. He's already been referred for criminal indictments, and we just need to get them to the court, because this right here is something we cannot abide. I'm so sick of the double standard in the Justice Department. I know that every other American watching this is, and I'm sure that people across the globe are looking at the unfairness that we've had here in this country for such a long time, and they're just as disgusted as we are. Well, guys, 2020, I believe that all changes. Now, in a story that I'm sure is going to be a bit of a surprise for certain people in this country, I thought we would take a bit of a history lesson, because on this day in U.S. history, Republicans ended slavery, freed the slaves in the United States. This was a great day in U.S. history. This was back in 1863, and it was something that was done by Republicans. You wouldn't know that if you listen to straight up mainstream media news, but here we go. I'm going to tell it to you straight. Democrats and newspapers at the time denounced President Abraham Lincoln for doing this tremendous act. Now, Republicans rejoiced, Democrats cursed, and the grand old partisan reported on New Year's Day in 1863, the Republican Party's Emancipation Proclamation came into effect. While Republicans rejoiced, Democrat politicians and newspapers denounced Abraham Lincoln for freeing the slaves. Demonstrating their depravity, New York's Governor Horatio Seymour, who would be the 1868 Democratic presidential nominee, denounced the Emancipation Proclamation as a proposal for the butchery of women and children. The Louisville Daily Democrat called it an outrage of all constitutional law, all human law, and all Christian feeling. Although this is often ignored by the revisionists in academia, Republicans led the charge on civil rights and on women's rights, and a Republican president signed the Emancipation Proclamation. I just want everyone to keep this in mind when you hear people on the other side of the aisle saying vile things about us, comparing us to the worst people in history, when you can actually look back and read a history book and see that throughout history, it was actually Republicans who were on the right side of it. All right, and finally, despite the smears on the left, President Trump is definitely the anti-Benghazi president. The embassy is safe. All of the Americans inside are safe and secure, and now there are threats on Iran over future attacks. They need to make sure that they keep their hands off of our property. President Trump gave an update on the Iran-backed militia attack on the U.S. Embassy in Baghdad on Tuesday afternoon, declaring that the embassy was safe and proclaiming the situation the anti-Benghazi. Why the anti-Benghazi? Because when the embassy was attacked, we actually sent people in there to protect our citizens and our property. Trump also threatened Iran Iran that it would pay dearly for any loss of life or damaged facilities in any future attacks. No U.S. personnel were reported wounded in the attack, and the U.S. Embassy in Iraq has been safe for hours, he said. Many of our great warfighters, together with the most lethal military equipment in the world, was immediately rushed to the site. Thank you to the President and Prime Minister of Iraq for their rapid response upon request. Iran will be held fully responsible for lives lost or damage incurred at any of our facilities. They will pay a very big price. This is not a warning. It is a threat. Happy New Year. President Trump not taking names. Now, the update. Apparently, the Benghazi tweet was actually taken down and reposted. Trump and Secretary of State Mike Pompeo immediately put pressure on the government of Iraq to protect the embassy Tuesday morning after the Iraqis allowed Iran-backed militias to breach the green zone and attack the embassy. Now, the Defense Department responded quickly with force protection measures and Marine reinforcements being flown in from Kuwait, the anti-Benghazi referred to by Trump. Also, the embassy staff were kept safe and did not evacuate, contrary to earlier reports. Now, we talked about this on the live stream last night. There was a lot of footage that came out. Let's go ahead and take a look. This is actually one of our guys going in and intercepting. All right, now right here is a clip of an H-64 Apache swooping in to protect our citizens and our property there at the embassy. Let's go ahead and take a look. Now, those are just flares, but it does send a strong message. Also, it allows our guys on the ground to see if we need to get through some tight spaces. But this is the exact opposite of what happened back at Benghazi in Libya. There was absolutely no response from the American government. There was no response from the State Department. And that was especially in light of the fact that there was intelligence leading up to what took place that day. Now, Nick No, who's been on the program in the past, he's going to be on the show again here in the very near future. We're going to be talking about what happened here yesterday and exactly how it differs from everything that took place in Libya. But essentially, it is the anti-Benghazi, just as President Trump said. All right, and here is some more footage from the Department of Defense showing our boys getting ready to go in and take care of business. Let's take a look.
Like a brain aneurysm on the plane. Nothing happened.
Look at all that equipment. So here we had an unprovoked and unknowable attack that took place on American soil on the embassy in Baghdad. And we have this kind of response. The absolute opposite of what took place in Libya all those years ago. And the big difference was that they knew it was coming. They chose to do nothing. So the blood of those Americans are firmly on the hands of that former administration. All right, and finally, guys, Jessie Jane Duff, someone who's somewhat of a representative of the Trump campaign, posted a lot of tweets yesterday that were not kind to our movement. She said specifically that the Trump campaign is not into this 17 stupidity. Sorry to disappoint you. I'm more than happy to unfollow anyone who wants to say I validated them because I followed them because of their belief in our favorite Anon. And it goes on and on. She had lots of negative things to say. She blocked a ton of people yesterday, including Methods and Dilly, people who don't necessarily follow our favorite Anon, but who also understand that all people who follow our favorite Anon also are big proponents of our president. So what she did yesterday was essentially alienate a whole lot of people. Now, it doesn't mean that she's alienated them from the president or from the cause or from the MAGA movement. She's just alienated them from herself. She's made herself look bad. And that is why she decided to go ahead and delete all of these tweets. Well, Jessie Jane Duff, I say goodbye and good riddance. And we're going into 2020 with absolutely crystal clear vision. Cannot wait. One more thing I wanted to show you. This was also from QAnon Notables. 2020, when you reverse it, is 5 by 5. Very interesting. Just something to think about. Well, guys, that's all I've got for you today. I just want to say one more time, thank you so much to everyone who helped make 2019 the best year of our lives. 2020 is going to be even better. As always, this has been Red Pill 78. I am the Corruption Detector, and this was your Red Pill News. Good luck, everyone, and God bless. Hey guys, it's Red Pill. Just one more thing. I just want to say thank you so much to everyone who has taken the time to support this channel. If you'd like to see some ways that you can support the channel, you can always check the show notes in the pinned comment of this video below. Whether you like, whether you share, whether you make sure that your notifications are on, any way that you support this channel means so much to me. I could not be doing this without you, and I could not do it without your help. Without people like you, this channel would not exist, so thank you so much to everyone for all of their many means of support. Don't forget to check out the merchandise store that is also in the pinned comment, and I will see you guys next time.